Welcome to week 9, where we're going to continue to talk about your work in the world and marketing. And this week is going to be primarily a WordPress tutorial and how to get your WordPress site up and running. So first of all, we're going to cover installation. We're going to cover a general orientation to the platform. We're going to talk about installing plugins, and I have a few recommendations for you. And I'll guide you through installing those and even doing some basic customization. Not going to do it all because I want you to explore that yourself. And I'm going to guide you through a few things that I think are really important. We're going to get into widgets, which will mean something to you later on. Believe it or not, that's actually a technical term in WordPress. And it often goes hand in hand with plugins depending on the plugin. But we'll cover widgets. And we're going to talk about themes and what those mean in understanding themes. And there's something before we get started, before we really drop into the video tutorials. I want you to understand something about the size of the screencasts. Of course, so far, your screencasts have been a certain size. And that's been fine, largely because of the fact that they're PowerPoint slides and the size of the print and everything. But what's coming next is a tutorial in the web browser. And it's quite small if I kept it in the same size. At the same time, when it uploads to my site, you see it as the same size. So what's going to happen is if you go full screen, it'll be in a higher resolution. So believe it or not, I've actually uploaded on the back end. The videos are much larger than they appear. Actually, almost a third larger actually than they appear on the front end of the website. So here's what I'm going to recommend that you do. I'm going to recommend, if you haven't been doing so already, that you download the videos and actually watch them as files, not simply watch them in the web browser on the site, on the training site. I leave that entirely up to you. But of course, there's a download link. You can simply click download in the window underneath each one of those videos. Hopefully you're doing that already. I want you to keep these training materials for as long as you want to keep them and review them later on. And I wanted to stress that they'll actually look different. They'll be bigger if you download them this time and open them up in whatever piece of software you use to view .mov files. That's probably QuickTime. Anyway, if you have any questions about that, feel free to email me through the site, but I think it's pretty straightforward. And if you go full screen, although it'll be pretty hard to follow along if you view them in full screen mode, but the resolution will be good enough there. But what I encourage you to do is to simply download them and open them up in a separate window if you want to follow along. And with that, let's begin the task of installing and customizing your WordPress website.